Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. We have another big Wednesday in the NBA with two series that are tied at 2 games apiece and one team facing elimination tonight in the third game. And there is a lot of value, I think, because of the unique situations tonight. And I have a couple of plays on a couple of totals that I think will be very profitable adds to your NBA picks. So the first one we have for you, early start in San Antonio, 6 p.m. local time between the Dallas Mavericks and the San Antonio Spurs in Game 5 with this series knotted at 2 games apiece. And the Spurs come in as a 6 to a 6.5 point favorite in this one, total of 198 points. Now, Tony Parker reportedly day-to-day after sustaining a grade 1 ankle sprain. That is the least severe of the 3 grades of ankle sprains. However, he did not have a very good Game 4, and if he isn't ready to bounce back for the Spurs in Game 5, they could be in trouble of losing this game. But either way, the Spurs could also come back. Tony Parker could be fine, and they could steamroll the Dallas Mavericks here. I mean, it's very unpredictable, I think, to go by the spread here at 6.5 points. Instead, the total of 198 looks a lot better between these two teams, especially low, the lowest of the series here. And even though we saw a very defensive kind of anomaly battle between these two clubs in Game 4, 5 of the last 7 times they've played, including their regular season matchups, have gone over the total, as well as 2 of the last 3 of this series. And I think there could be some value on the over tonight as well at 198. Both of these teams, pretty good offensive mismatches for one another, and I think if you combine that with 198 total, I think the over has a lot of value. Now, the second game you have is an elimination game between the Portland Trail Blazers heading into Houston to play the Rockets here in Game 5 of that series, and then the Rockets coming in as a 5.5 point favorite in that one, total of 213.5. And with Portland has a commanding 3-1 series lead, and even though this is an elimination game, the Houston Rockets have been absolutely horrific on defense throughout this series and throughout this entire year, if you include the regular season, against the Portland Trail Blazers. And at least the last 10, if not more, of these two teams' meetings have gone over the total. With that kind of streak, I think 213 has to be a good overplay as well. It's a much lower total than what we've seen from these two in this series so far as well. And dating back to the regular season, Portland is scoring an average of 116 points per game against the Houston Rockets this series and this season. So I'm going to really keep doubling down on the over here until it proves me otherwise with how much it's cashed here over these two teams' last couple of years. I think 213.5 is another great value for the over bet here between this one. So add that to the play on the Spurs and the Mavericks Game 5, over 198 points in that one. Best of luck to you on both of these. Make sure you check out a couple of my other single game picks as well. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.